I'm here with Khalid Malik, the head of the Human Development Report at the United Nations Development Program. Welcome to the German Development Institute.
Thank you. Great pleasure to be here.
Khalid, the issue of social protection is gaining prominence again in the international debates. What are the reasons for this trend?
Well, I think it's fundamentally about people. Human development is about people. And social protection is about protecting their choices. So it always was important, and we're very grateful that it has become more relevant now. And the reason for the relevance is that because of the great economic uncertainty in Europe and elsewhere, people are also becoming more sensitive to the idea of how do you protect people who may not have jobs, how do you protect people who are unable to meet their basic needs. And in that context, this has to become the essential part of future economic and social policy. I think this is a good trend. And I think it also is important because all the evidence we have looked at shows that more equal societies do better in most aspects of human development than less equal societies. So any movement towards greater equality is a positive thing. And social protection has to be seen as an essential part of the many policy and measures governments have to undertake to protect people and therefore have a more healthier, more balanced society.
So in your opinion, should social protection be part of the post-2015 agenda? And if so, in what way?
Well, I think social protection has to be part of any set of economic social policies because it protects society, and it is not simply a matter of spending money on people. It's a matter of investments in their capabilities, in their health education, their choices about work and things like that. So for the post-2015 agenda, it is an important issue to be taken up. And as you know, a few years ago, there was a big initiative which was led by Madame Bachelet jointly with ILO and highlighted the social floor initiative, which is that everyone has the right to a basic minimum set of social services which will protect their ability to function. And the ability to function, especially when there's uncertainty and when jobs disappear or there's economic crisis.
So it's very important. The Human Development Report 2014 will be published soon. So what can we expect from the report?
Well, the report is about vulnerability and resilience. And what we try to examine in the report is what does that mean in terms of people? And it has different aspects. People can be vulnerable to different risks. And poor are always vulnerable. But there are also people who are above the poverty line who may be vulnerable to falling back into poverty if things change, if circumstances do not improve or there's a big crisis. And we are all vulnerable to the rising global temperatures on climate change. So we are trying to focus in the report on what are the persistent issues, what are the drivers of vulnerability, and what policies are needed to reduce them. We also know from a lot of now evidence that depending how you treat children can also predict how they will do as adults. And there's a lot of longitudinal studies which show that on the first 3 years, even before birth, when you're in the womb and going into the first 3 years, the nutrition and the nurture you get can predict heart disease in adults over 60. So it is that profound an issue. So we brought a lot of evidence together to highlight concerns which, with the right policies, the right investments, can make a huge difference to human condition. And they actually may be also cost effective.
Very interesting. So when can we look forward to the report being published?
It's a very good question. We are in the final stages of it. We are aiming to have it launched in the summer, maybe in July. But a lot of these things are subject to so many bits and pieces to be sorted out. But we're really looking forward to doing a launch in Germany especially.
Okay, so we can check out the website of the UNDP
Absolutely.
Sometimes this summer, and we're looking forward to the report.
Excellent.
Khalid Malik, thank you so much for joining us today here at the German Development Institute in Bonn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we are.